Hello everyone, and y'all know what time of the month it is. It's time for Boruto spoilers. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. It's time for Boruto spoilers. So, if you don't want to be spoiled, I'm gonna give you a few seconds to click off the video. Go ahead, click off the video. Alright, now let's get into spoilers. So, the cover is Kawaki, Title Awakening. This cover doesn't look that good. I don't like it that much. Like, Kawaki definitely looks a little weird here. I mean, it's decent. It's definitely decent. It's not terrible. A lot of people don't like it. See, like, crime and what is this? Heartbreaks, ugly. Yeah, I mean, he's not the best drawn, but it's decent. So, Abdul says Boruto is still in front of Kawaki at the beginning of chapter 4, but the frog tells Boruto that he needs to hurry. So Boruto uses Flying Thunder God to travel where the Tentos is, but the Tentos has suddenly disappeared. So off the bat, we could see this chapter, like, Ikimoto is definitely he improved so much. Like, he improved so much. You could definitely tell from chapter 1 till now that, I mean, this panel looks really good, but you can tell from chapter 1 till now, like, he has improved so much. The art is constantly getting better. Ikimoto is not missing. Definitely good artist, great artist. People need to stop hating for real. So, by the way, hold on. Flying Thunder God? Flying Thunder God? Just like his granddaddy. Just like his granddaddy. We love to see it. Anyway, so Abdul says a new enemy has emerged. Code is confused, thinking it's bugged, but no, Boruto says that this is a god tree / sacred tree. So this guy definitely resembles Bug. Clearly, definitely resembles Bug. Code is surprised. Boruto is slightly surprised. Looks like this might be. This looks like it's Code's point of view, actually. So yeah, I mean, he does look slightly intimidating. New villain, has a Renegon, very long beard. That's kinda funny, but definitely a little intimidating. I mean, for a villain, I like the design. I like the design for a villain. So Abdul says the new enemy engages Boruto and pushes him against the wall. Boruto uses lightning release to create distance, but futile. The enemy goes for the kill, but Boruto escapes with the Flying Thunder God technique. He used it again. We love to see it. We love to see it. Just like Minato. So this is Boruto definitely, you know, fighting the bug clone, or whatever you would want to call them. I don't even know what to call these guys at this point. But this is Boruto using lightning style. These panels all look really good, by the way. They all look really good. But Boruto gets away using Flying Thunder God, so he's right here now. On a side note, I love the fact, I mean, if you couldn't already tell, I love the fact that he's using Flying Thunder God. Minato is one of my favorite characters in the entire series, and Boruto using Flying Thunder God is like that's just chef's kiss right there. Like, that's just chef's kiss. So Abdul says Boruto senses a new chakra and turns around to look at the sky and finds another enemy. The Divine Tree has evolved with the help of Code. So this guy looks intimidating for real. This one looks intimidating for real, and y'all are gonna see later, but he might be like the leader of this new group, or maybe like the brains of this new group. We don't know yet. Obviously, we don't have full translations or anything, but he seems to do a lot of talking. So I mean, I would have just assumed that he's one of the people in charge. And the design, by the way, definitely looks cold. The design is cold for sure. It's tough. It's tough. So 2 more enemies are introduced. Boruto is especially wary of the person in the hood. So now these, also what I want to say is that these are all supposed to be clones. Well, not necessarily clones, but they are supposed to resemble not Sasuke, but they're supposed to resemble the people that the claw grimes have eaten. So like we see with the first one, he looks like Bug. We see with this one, this is Moegi. I think that's how you pronounce her name, but this is, I guess, Moegi. So now we don't know if she has gotten eaten, but I guess it seems like that might be the case. Seems like that might be the case. So meanwhile, back at the Hokage's office, Kawaki and Sarada get into a back and forth argument about Boruto, and Sarada says that she won't let Kawaki control Konoha. Sarada at the end says that we must help Boruto take down Code for new enemies. So, like I said, Sarada, I just love Sarada right here, actually. I love Sarada right here. She seems like she's standing up for her friend, obviously, and for herself. She knows what's going on isn't right. She knows what Kawaki's doing, the framing that he's doing for Boruto. That's not right either. And she's just trying to make sure that she can get stuff to be on the right side instead of what Kawaki is doing, which is faking things and, you know, making it seem as if Boruto is the bad person when he's clearly not. So it seems like Sarada is just trying to make sense out of the situation. And these are the 4 new villains, which is, I'm gonna comment on this a little later, but this is, I really like this, actually. Like really like this. So Abdul says Boruto tries to go in for a sneak attack, but it fails. The enemy then uses lightning release, but Boruto negates it using his new Rasengan technique. Boruto is cornered by 4 strong enemies. So, I mean, like I said, I'm just gonna keep gassing up the art. Ikimoto cooks, he hasn't really missed a single time since Tubu Vortex started. I mean, he hasn't really missed this entire year. But I mean, on top of my head, I could probably say the weakest drawn chapter might have been chapter 1 of Tubu Vortex. But I mean, even still, that chapter was still. I said stilly. No way. But that chapter was still very well drawn. I just think that the following 3 chapters, chapter 2, 3, and now 4 that we're looking at right now, they're just on another level. Like, this is some of Ikimoto's best work for sure. Some of his best art. Like, he's definitely improving and he's going all out for these chapters. But see Boruto clash with him, the Sasuke clone. By the way, I didn't comment on this. Now, this guy does look a lot like Sasuke. So basically, all of these guys are supposed to be resemblance of people that the claw grimes have ate. So this is Moegi, this is Bug, this is Sasuke. We don't know who this is. But he's not, off the top of my head, he's not very recognizable. He's definitely not very recognizable, so we don't know who this is, but we'll find out eventually for sure. Boruto gets trapped in one of the enemy's attacks and asks Code for help. Code escapes, leaving Boruto to fight the new enemies. Honestly, Boruto shouldn't have trusted Code so easily. The frog tells Boruto to escape immediately. So, these are scans. I keep saying we're very well drawn, Boruto getting overwhelmed. Then we got Code being slimy, of course. He just dips because he wants no part of this, of course. But it's cool. And then Boruto also escapes because he's getting overwhelmed. This guy, now, I mean, of course, this guy, this one looks cool, of course. Of course, this one looks cool. We knew this guy was gonna look cool. well, we didn't know, but we know this guy looks cool. He looks like Sasuke. Now this guy looks cool also. However, I really can't put my finger on who this is. So Abdul says, rough translation, our ego has just awakened and our overwhelming curiosity and thirst for knowledge has surpassed our instincts to eat you for now. Whenever you run, or wherever you run, wherever you are in the world, you can never escape your destiny. So, I mean, basically he's saying he's not pressed to eat Boruto right now. Eventually they will, but they're curious and want to know more about their life or life in general, it seems like. So Boruto escapes to the hideout and guess who arrives? Kashin, Koji. Now we knew Koji was still alive since last chapter, since we saw his frogs. But to see Koji in the flesh, this is just a good sight. This is just a good sight. To see Koji with Boruto, I mean, it seems like Koji would have trained Boruto or helped him in some type of way. And to just see Koji with Boruto right now, I mean, this is great. This is just great. And then you really feel for Boruto right here. He's just looking at his master's headband. And this is why, because Sasuke throughout the time skip has turned into a tree. And Boruto says, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait a little while longer, Uncle Sasuke. So Sasuke did turn into a tree. Now, I mean, a little while ago, like not too long ago, I did make a video on if Sasuke was dead or not. Now, I mean, I wasn't wrong, because we do know from chapter 2 that the people who get bitten by clawgrams and turn to a tree, they're not dead yet. They still have time, I guess, and there might be ways to save them. We know this from Sarada last chapter. But Sasuke, one, we don't even know how long Sasuke has been turned to a tree, or how long it would take for them to turn back, or whatever the case is, how long it would take for them to die in this situation, if they're gonna die in this situation, or if they're just like kind of frozen here in limbo, I guess, or whatever. But I mean, this panel right here this panel moves me. This is like a sad panel for me, at least. Just to see Boruto just sitting on top of a tree. I mean, not on top, but sitting by a tree. No family, no friends, just himself and Kashin Koji and his master. One of the only things he had leaving the village is now in the tree, and his fate is just up in the air. And Boruto's constantly trying to fix things. I mean, this seems like a W chapter for sure. 10 out of 10. At least from what we've seen so far, I'm definitely giving this 10 out of 10. I mean, I already said if we see Sasuke, it gotta be a 10 out of 10. There's no way it's not a 10 out of 10. But I liked everything that we have in this chapter so far. We see Kashin Koji, Boruto. Boruto has a lot of cool moments here, and this is probably the most human side of Boruto we've seen so far. Like, Boruto, since he came back, has definitely been standing on business, and he has definitely been more on the serious side. He hasn't really broke his character yet, and he's very, very serious and very down to business. But in this, we see like he's a little sad, like he's a little upset. And we see like Boruto's humans. Like in this panel specifically, Boruto looks pretty sad right here. He looks pretty sad right here. So I mean, this is what we wanted. We wanted Boruto to go through it, you know, go through a little trouble, and we definitely getting it. It's definitely more than just a little trouble, but Boruto is setting up to be a great shinobi. You love this. We love this. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite panels in the entire series right now. Like, it's just something about this panel. But anyway, if y'all like the video and want to see more Boruto content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Comment what you're hyped about or what you liked from what you saw so far. Comment on what you think about Kashin Koji, the new villains. And definitely comment predictions on who you think this guy is, because right now I have no clue. But I do need to do, I mean, everybody might seem to say Jigen, but we do know Jigen is dead. So how did this happen? But we'll see eventually. Drop your theories down below in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.